Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Everyday How2s, November 27th, 2023. I'm just getting on here really quick. I just wanted to do a quick follow-up on what I shared in my last video. I was working a little bit more on my confluences and trying to make sure that I have, more confirmations before entering a trade. I think I talked about it a little bit, that I was working on getting more using like the moving average, right? I don't want a whole bunch of indicators on my chart. And I'm really trying to build my skills to be more of a naked trader. So that's really what I do. Like I set my zones and at the higher time frames, use trend lines, wait for the right signals to get into a trade is really where I'm trying to build my skills to be at. However, I did want to add a couple more things just to help with those confirmations. And I did a trade yesterday that I tried with kind of that mindset and that approach, and I was able to make a pretty good trade on this. This was actually a $900 trade that I made. Again, I'm on a demo account, and I'm kind of playing with like a demo account as if I was on a prop firm account with like 100K. So I'm kind of practicing with that because once I kind of get the consistency that I'm looking for, I'd like to try out for a prop firm and see if I can get some more capital to work with right off the bat. So we're going to try that. So what I look for here, I was over here on Audi USD. Again, like I was showing before, started here on the weekly. Saw that we were going Saw that we were going up here on the weekly. So I think we were saying that, out of the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, 6 of these have been up. So again, considering that an uptrend. So that's 6 weeks of an uptrend. Went down on the daily. Took a trend line here on the daily. You can see it kind of broke out. Price already broke out on the daily with this trend line. But, I want to stay true to the trend line. Even if it breaks out a little bit, there's still a chance that it could still continue to go up. And not just break out and then come back down. So we'll see what it does as it reaches here. So I went on the daily. Daily is also trending up. So that's good enough confirmation for me that we're moving in an uptrend. This is a little bit more on the 4-hour. A little bit more on the 4-hour. And then I went down to the, am I looking at the right one? I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see if I'm looking at the right. Yeah, okay. My bad. I am looking at the right one. Okay. So yeah, so I went down to the 4-hour. So this is around where price was at once I started to get in. So I think what I did was highlight this area on the 1-hour. Yeah, because this is around where I was at. So if I go back a little bit, I think this is around where price was at initially when I was looking at it. So I can tell that it had broke out from the trend line that I set, and then it was now consolidating. So from here, there's a chance it could either kind of go in the opposite direction or break up. I know right now from a fundamental standpoint, there's a little bit of from a fundamentals or a new standpoint, there's enough going on, as it relates to the US dollar, where it seems like the US dollar is communicating a little bit more softening and weakening. So so the other pairs that are opposite of that, like AUD, USD, may have a little bit more strength on their end. So So again, technically, I'm looking for it to go up, and then fundamentally, I'm looking for it to go up. So I just drew a box around this area and then started dialing down to, well, let me actually get it back up to where it was before when I found that line. So this is how price was moving throughout that time. So it broke out of this like consolidation box that I drew here, which was good. That's what I want to see. Came back down, retested it a few times. And that's kind of where I started looking at it. So once it broke here, like, yeah, this is where I started looking at it, as it was looking like it wanted to break back, or it was retesting kind of where it was consolidating at and about to push back up. So I started dialing down to the 30-minute, just looking if I saw some things. I can kind of see what seems to be a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern right here. That's probably something I could have gone on with, but I think I went ahead and went down further to the 15-minute and to the 5-minute. I think the 5-minute is where I kind of went to. And when I was on the 5-minute, this is around where I was at initially. So on the 5-minute, I was around this pattern here, which was like a bearish engulfing pattern. So I was kind of looking for it to start going. So I was looking at this and saying, hey, we've broken through that consolidation area. Now we went back down to retest it. And then now I was looking for it to break back through. I had just put a line right here with the alarm on it, because I was just thinking to myself that if it broke up here, I'll just kind of get a little indication. But I had a little time and I just kind of kept my eyes on it myself. So I really didn't wait for it to come here. I think I got into the trade before that. And so I continued to let that move. And so I didn't get into it right here where you kind of see this bearish kind of engulfing. I'm sorry, this bullish engulfing candle here. I didn't get into it right away. I'm really trying to train myself to get more confluences or more confirmations before getting in the trade. So you can see here that my moving average line is here, right? So like how it went up here when it was in an uptrend, or when it was prices moving up, you could see that the gray line was on top and then the orange line is on bottom. When it reverses now, you can see the gray line crosses over and the gray line is now on the bottom. The orange line is on the top. So I was looking for it to do the same thing here. And because I didn't see it, I held off. But I kind of felt like this candle was giving me an indication that, or this candle pattern here was giving me an indication it would change soon. I didn't see anything on the volume side yet. I think when I'm looking for the volume side, I'm looking for it to be probably a yellow candle, which means for this volume indicator here, this VSA indicator, it means high volume. The red one is ultra high volume. So I kind of want to see either one of those when I'm looking for a push in price to go in a given direction. So I didn't see any of those yet, so I kind of held off, but I started to see this candle pattern. Try to pay attention as price progressed. It started to go down, so I was thinking, okay, let me just wait for it. And then at some point, it crossed over. So this is where I kind of paid attention to. So I looked, you could see that the moving average lines crossed, and we had a really nice bullish green candle here right as it was crossing over. That was a pretty good indication for me to jump in. Let me move this here. That was a pretty good indication for me to jump in. So I think I jumped in right around here. Or let me just show y'all what I did. I jumped in right around here, yeah. And I think I set my stop loss. I kind of just went right for it. I set my stop loss right below it just because I'm trying to build my confidence. So I had a bearish signal, right? We're already at a bouncing off of a key level because we broke out of here. We bounced off, broke out of that consolidation zone, came back to retest it. I had this bearish engulfing what I would call a bearish engulfing kind of signal that price could reverse soon. And then I waited for the moving averages to cross. And again, I probably, if I was being a little bit more patient, I would have waited to see some type of volume here. But I got in at this point, and then I had already set this line here. This is another area where we could have probably set a TP, but I was like, man, that's so close. This one had been bad to set, a TP right here. But there was another, okay, on the 5, let me see if it does it on the 5 minute. Okay. I think on the 30 minute, there was another, there was another on the 30 minute, a little bit farther back. This was another high that it had. So I had just set that as kind of a target. And I set that kind of as a target. So I had put my TP all the way here. Just a little bit below it. I don't like to put it right at it, but a little bit below it. And then I let this kind of play out. This was at nighttime. I'll be honest, I kind of left this overnight, but I still let it play out. So this kind of played out overnight for me. After I got in it, kind of took its time. You can see it's bouncing off of the moving average, and then it started to take flight a little bit, came back, broke through it a little bit, and started pushing up. So throughout the night, it pushed up, pushed up. So these are the kind of trades that I'm really been kind of practicing, trying to get into. Like, this is what I want to see. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be in a trade and it just, like, I get into it and a few minutes after, it's like it only goes so far, and then it's like just doing whatever. Like, I want to see the trades move like this and get in at the right position. And it's really more about me understanding enough to position myself at the right time or at the right place. So that's why I've been just working a little bit more at getting better with confluences. And I think I'm finding enough of the right things that I want to use to help me. So just a quick example, if I was waiting for volume as like that, maybe like that third confluence, I wouldn't have gotten in here. I probably would have gotten in, probably would have been not until way up here. Now, that's still pretty okay. I probably would have gotten in here if I was waiting for this volume indicator as well, right? We're already moving in the upward direction. I'm on the 5 minute, which is a little bit lower. But again, I want to take advantage of all of this. So had some good confluences with here. Ideally, I would have wanted to see of some type of high volume indicator to give me an idea like, hey, this thing is going to push up. But, the green candles are still an average volume indicator as well. So it's not bad that I jumped into the trade, but ideally it would have been good to see like a orange or red volume, signal here. And that would have gave me even more confidence that we're going to probably push up, after seeing this signal with the bullish, and then after seeing the moving average lines cross, and then getting a bearish candle right as it was crossing. Kind of all of those things were building as confluence for me. And it looks like it kind of worked. So it ended up going all the way up to my TP. Yeah, pretty much hit it right there. I think it went a little bit more above as I let it run. I think by the time I got up this morning, I saw that it was already up here. I think it's going to do one more push up and then come down. Yeah. It consolidated there again. Right. So it did one more push up and then came down. So yeah, when I got back, I was kind of like around here, but it had already hit my TP. So this was this would have been a potentially $900 profit. I think my risk was maybe, again, I'm on a demo account with 100,000. So I think my risk was like 280 or something like that. I'm doing like 3% or somewhere in that range between, no, I'm sorry, 0.3 to 0.5% is what I'm risking. So this was a $280 risk, but I made 900 from it, so that's more than 3 times, that's pretty much almost a 5-to-1 trade. So that's not bad. That's kind of what I would like to see myself doing with my trade. So I just wanted to get back on here and show that and show how that worked out for me, because I had just shared, just the confluences and the way I was working on that. So we'll keep working at it, see how it goes. But this was what I had. So I'm gonna sign off for today. Again, this is Everyday How-Tos, November 27th, 2023. And that's all I have to share for today. All right, y'all take it easy. Be safe.